started out in the church and now finds themselves in Lodabar, a place without God. Because they're not doing a 180. Because, I listen to people like Deion Sanders, who you might know, and other people say, I was selling drugs, and then I found the Lord and I turned around. That's an about face. Sometimes it's even harder when you start out in a place to do a complete 360-degree turn and end up back where you started from. We got to get some people to do a 360-degree turn as well as a 180 turn to get them back. Mephibosheth started out in the kingdom. David sent a station. He sent Zimbah to Lodabar, the place where nobody want to go, right? If I told you you had to go to the most worst place in the world, some of y'all would act like Jonah. I don't want to go. But some Zimbahs got to go where they are. So he goes there and he finds Mephibosheth, and now he turns him around 360 degrees and puts him back at the king's table. Even though he was lame, even though he had problems, even though he was mishandled, even though church hurt him, even though he said, well, I don't really feel church no more. There's no church there's no hurt like something that you love that hurts you. Anybody have a woman you really love and she do something, sleep against you, whatever, y'all go through a divorce and now you're extremely hurt? It's harder sometimes because a 360-degree turn was different between 360 and 180. A 360-degree turn will put you right back in the place that may have caused you pain. In the case of Mephibosheth, his shame was running from the kingdom. But let me give you some good news. Let me tell you what Mephibosheth's name means. His name means the dispeller of shame. Sometimes you gotta know when you gotta know what your name means. His name meant the dispeller of shame. He left the kingdom in shame. But when your name means the dispeller of shame, one day the king's gonna look and say, I need to know where you are. Because the reason that we gotta bring people who are in the church back to the church is because people say, he was in it, and he did this, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about it. He tried it and it didn't work. But when you bring them back 360 degrees and you sit them back at the table, it's a way, it says, all this shame that I experienced the first time in church has been dispelled. Because the first time I only had a relation through my mother. They used to say, or my father, they drugged me out to church. Well, that's what they say, they drugged me out to church. Then I drugged myself off to LSD. They drugged you to church, but you drugged yourself off to liquor, alcohol, booze, women, stealing, conniving, and all that kind of stuff. But see, now when you turn them around 360 degrees, Saul not there no more. Jonathan, they're all dead. Grandma not there no more. Now when you turn them back 360 degrees, now they have an opportunity to have a personal relationship with the King of Kings. Now they're not working on their mother and father's relationship or ancestors' relationship. The 360-degree turn says now you have your own personal relationship.